This LOS is describe roles and objectives of fiscal policy. So now we're moving on from monetary policy to fiscal policy, okay? And so we're looking first at the roles and objectives of fiscal policy. A primary aim for fiscal policy is to help manage the economy through its influence on aggregate national output, that is, real GDP. The objectives of fiscal policy are to influence aggregate demand using such tools as taxes and government spending. So the tools for fiscal policy are taxes and government spending. The effectiveness of fiscal policies depends on the particular economy, and there is debate over whether particular tools are helpful. So Keynesians believe that fiscal policy is effective in affecting aggregate demand, but monetarists believe that fiscal policy effectiveness is only temporary. Government receipts are generally taxes on income and taxes on goods and services. Some fiscal policy examples: an expansionary fiscal policy is to increase spending, build some new roads, for example, bridges, ports, dams, and a contractionary fiscal policy would be to increase taxes. Quick practice question: the least likely goal of a government's fiscal policy is to A, redistribute income and wealth, B, influence aggregate national output, or C, ensure the stability of the purchasing power of its currency. C is correct. The least likely goal of a government's fiscal policy is to ensure the stability of the purchasing power of its currency. Okay? Ensuring stable purchasing power is a goal of monetary rather than fiscal policy. Fiscal policy involves the use of government spending and tax revenue to affect the overall level of aggregate demand in an economy and hence level of economic activity. So you can see by taxing and spending, you can redistribute income and wealth. And you can also, the goal, one of the objectives is B was, that was clearly correct. That was a true, influence aggregate national output. So the correct answer is C because it was least likely. We were looking for the false. So I'll do two more quick practice questions to finish this LOS. The first one: which statement regarding fiscal policy is most accurate? A, to raise business capital spending, personal income taxes should be reduced. B, cyclically adjusted budget deficits are appropriate indicators of fiscal policy. Or C, an increase in the budget surplus is associated with an expansionary fiscal policy. Okay, B is correct. Cyclically adjusted budget deficits are appropriate indicators of fiscal policy. These are defined as the deficit that would exist if the economy was at full employment or full potential employment. Okay? So to raise business capital spending, personal income taxes should be reduced. Well, personal income taxes doesn't really affect businesses, so that's a false. That's not right. And an increase in the budget surplus is associated with expansionary fiscal policy. No, that's not true. You would suspect that expansionary fiscal policy, they would tax less and it wouldn't increase the budget surplus. Okay? So again, in this case, you're looking for the true. You had one true and two false. And the last practice question to finish this LOS is: the least likely explanation for why fiscal policy cannot stabilize aggregate demand completely is that A, private sector behavior changes over time, B, policy changes are implemented very quickly, or C, fiscal policy focuses more on inflation than on unemployment. Okay, the correct answer is B because we're looking for the least likely, and policy changes are not implemented very quickly. Fiscal policy is subject to recognition, action, and impact lags. Okay? So that's the last slide for this LOS. Thank you.